Ibie dome nuzomo. Ibie dome ne wahire. Wahia wa opdevi negekai. Wahia wa Iselogbe o. Esan. Bara. Esako. Mogode. Igara Makoni. I bring greetings of the new year to each and every one of you, Edo indigenous people worldwide. We want to use this opportunity to thank the Almighty God and our ancestors for giving us good health, good life, to make it into 2025. Many started 2024, but for some reason they are not here. It is appointed unto a man that one day we will be born, and then one day we will join our Almighty and our ancestors. On this note, for the fact that we are alive is enough to acknowledge the Nonyaima, which is give thanks to the Almighty. But it's also another time for us to look inward to each and every one of ourselves about the way we act, the way we do things, how we perceive one another, and the level of love that we show to one another. It is said in Benin adage that a bad man knows he's a bad man, a witch knows he's a witch, a gossiper knows he's a gossiper, an evil person knows he's an evil person, a good person knows he's a good person. We all are actors in our own capacity. But it is also appointed unto a man that is necessary for us to structure our habits into a better way that could serve the interest of love, that could spread peace, love, and good exemplary measure in line with tradition, in order for other people or the upcoming ones to learn from good things, because most of all these things we despise in our society is as a result of the doctrine and knowledge that was given through the teachings from guardians and parents to us or our children. I want to use this opportunity to plead with all Edo indigenous members worldwide to please find a way to renew our hearts, because we all know ourselves in one way or the other. And we know that when we plant orange, it is orange that we will harvest. Edo where Iselogbe, you watching me right now, you have ascertained a position either in your family, as a parent, or around your friends, or from social gatherings. I want to use this opportunity to release this traditional counsel to every one of us to renew our minds in order to spread more love among us one another. I have seen a situation whereby somebody is having misunderstanding with even their mother or their siblings or their family members, and when that person exits the world, for some reason, because of the misunderstanding you have with them while they were alive, you don't attend their burial. Such attitude is against our tradition. I have seen a situation whereby parents despise their child, or where children despise their parents. If there is anything we have to hold very strongly to our heart in life, is our tradition, because the pride of a man lies in the hands of his tradition. It is our tradition that guides us, that is forbidding for a child to insult their parents. It is also our tradition that guides us and that taught us about keeping our family together. Most especially for people who are in leadership position. It is your responsibility to understand that when your family breaks or your home breaks, it's in the hands of the leader. And at home is a man. So when your home breaks, it is in the hands of the leadership. So I want to appeal to every one of us, most importantly, people in matrimony, because in the Western world today, the level of divorce rate has rocked most families simply because of lack of the knowledge of tradition. The problem starts from the day one you meet your woman. A man is supposed to disclose who they are in line with tradition. I'll give an example. In Benin today, the word wife is not seen as a woman that we have at home. It's not the same interpretation with the Benin meaning of the word wife. The word wife in Benin Kingdom is called Oruhame, and I'll tell you that about 75% of Edo indigenous does not know the true meaning of Oruhame, including you that is looking at me today. When they ask you, what's the meaning of Oruhame, you only have one thing to say, that is my wife. But that is not, because the interpretation of the English or of the meaning of wife is different from that of the Benin Kingdom. The Benin Kingdom has the definition of a woman who is your partner with you are called Oruhame. Oruhame is the true name of Ohunari Yuwa, which is a woman you brought home. What that means is exactly how it sounds. Is Oruha, Ogume. In other words, the day you marry your wife, is the day you give birth to your first child. The child that that woman will give birth to appears to be your second child. Now, there have always been conflict about when a man marries and the woman gives birth to a child, the man will pay more attention to the child than the wife, which is not supposed. So if you understand what tradition says about the meaning of my wife, you know that your wife is the first attention, even if she has given birth to children, before you begin to give attention to your children. Because in line with the tradition, it's her right to get your attention first. Because of Ukawe or Ukau, one. The man becomes the head, while the woman is the neck. And what I know is that without the neck moving, the head cannot go anywhere. So take this as a doctrine for you to know that Obuhame means my child that I'm bringing home. Bring up a child the way he should grow. So when he grows, he will not depart from it. Majority of the stories and problems we're having in matrimonies in the Western world, even at home today, is as a result of most of the men not laying the right foundations, not giving a clear disclosures of who they are and how they intend to pilot affairs before they went into matrimony. My dear brothers and sisters and fellow indigenous people of Edo State, it's now our turn. It's not our fault to identify the things that will unite us, not the things that will break us. It is imperative that this year we use it to reflect and flush out all the negativities and venoms that we have in our mind and angers that has rocked us over the years. That is why you notice that the Benins or the Edolites, in most cases, they lack the ability to put themselves together and empower themselves. But all that need to change. That has to do, that's as a result of the pre-existing mentality, hereditary patterns, and cultural codes. All these doctrines we need to set aside and adopt the positive part of our traditions, which says, for instance, that our tradition does not believe in divorce. When you have a woman, you create a home. That home is from generation to generation. On your say in Eduna where wa ye to nofwa ya lagbe e wa ye ituneku ya lagbe itunofwa e wa ya sigbe. What that means is that you meet yourself as couples with black hair, and then it's your white hair that both of you will live long to depart one another. Life is an interesting place. That grudges we hold in our mind. Most of us don't know the meaning of anger. That anger is not actually affecting who you are holding it against. It's affecting you. The meaning of anger is you punishing yourself for what somebody else has done. Most people think they have a problem with me, but I'm not aware that I have a problem with them. I don't even know. But if I have offended you in any way or the other, I will continue to appeal for forgiveness, even when I did not do it, just for you to find a way to keep your own self in peace, because the anger is not affecting me, but that person who is holding it against another person. So I want to send a message to all indigenous people all over the world who are abroad to kindly do all they can to prepare themselves for homecoming and for their retirement at home. The truth of the matter is that retirement abroad is not what we are designed and wired for. The earlier we understand it, the better for us. There is an adage called Erum. There's a prayer in Benin Kingdom that is called Igi Wiyisi Erum Ayana. If you carry a load for too long, the time will come that you put it down. The close of winter is what you sow for winter, and that of the summer for summer. The time has come where we should understand that the wood, the firewood that we use to sleep at night, in the morning is when we look for it, but at night is when we use it. So all those great struggle that we have gone to the West to struggle, it is the struggle, it should be the struggle that we use to prepare ourselves back home, so that when it's time to retire, we'll come back home to retire and enjoy the fruits of our living. Most people get concerned about government, but the truth of the matter is that when you were born, you were not born with government in mind. You were born with the mindset to come and contribute your quota and contribute and foster a positive change in wheresoever you originated from as an indigenous person of Edo State. I want to send this message once again to encourage each and every one of us to do our best to acquire a land back home and begin to develop it. Because we have seen too many people say the word "I die no." Because in most cases, the West will give you a comfort zone, but it takes 1 minute to change the whole picture in that part of the world. No matter how comfortable or the citizenship they gave to you, a day may come that you wish you prepared for back home. Yes, there is no much comfort back home, but there is freedom. In that part of the world, there is freedom. But there is comfort, but there is no freedom. Nigeria is where you can bring freedom. But abroad is not where you can bring freedom. Nigeria is where you can bring comfort. Abroad is not where you can take freedom. I love all of you. Let us stand for the truth at all times. The truth is bitter, and it keeps most of us in an unpopular state. It is better to be with the minority for truth than to be with the majority for lives. Look for yourself, discover yourself, identify yourself, and stand for what is right. It is in the Benin Abbey that Agayemata Boba Efano. When you say the truth, when you use the truth to tie a tree, you will not lose. That means when you say the truth, you will find your sleep. Happy, indigenous, prosperous New Year to each and every one of you. And stand for tradition. Stand for the truth. Stand for unity. Stand for peace. And your life will never remain the same. This message is what I brought for you for this new year as we will continue to live in good health. I pray good health for you, and I pray peace and unity in your family for you throughout this year. Good things of this year is what will come to your purpose. Set aside anger and adopt peace with a clean heart. This is what I brought for you. Obama Rato, babe.